everyone, thank you for watching. Today's video is going to be my Shop My Stash video. So how I do this series on my channel is today I'm going to show you everything that I pulled out for the month of May, give my thoughts on them after using them really consistently throughout the month, which ones I'm keeping, which ones I'm going to declutter from my collection, and I'll also show you what I pulled out to work on in the month of June, and then check back. So tomorrow's video is going to be my get ready with me using the products that I pulled for June. I do that the first Friday of every month, and then the day before that is when I do my picks and reviews and all of that. So I'm really excited. I've been having a lot of fun with my Shop My Stash series. I will have my playlist linked down below if you want to catch any past ones, but why don't we go ahead and get started. Okay, so like I said, I have my bag here, and this has everything that I chose out for the month of May. I've been really liking the Shop My Stash. I feel like I've said this so many months now, but just kind of having a bunch of products to work on really consistently. These aren't the only products that I'm wearing throughout the month. You know, there's still other items that I enjoy wearing. I'm still testing out and reviewing new products, but these are what I really focus on throughout the month. I definitely use the most out of, and I really enjoy having everything in this bag because I am on the road so much now, especially after moving, that it is so easy for me when I'm getting ready to leave to just grab this bag. I know that I have everything in it, from a primer to a brow pencil to a lip option and everything in between, so it's really handy, and I can just, you know, sprinkle in a few other favorites or items that I'm trying if I'm going on the road. But it's really helped me get a lot of use out of this, and it's also been a time saver, so that's been pretty fantastic if you ask me. Okay, so jumping into my picks in May and my thoughts on them. This here is from Too Faced. This is the Hangover 3-in-1 Replenishing a Primer and Setting Spray. I honestly thought I was going to declutter this from my collection, and it was a big reason why I chose to put it in here. When I got this, I just didn't really see the hype. I don't really love the regular primer either, and I know a lot of people liked that. I didn't really get the hype with it. So when I first started trying this, I just felt like the spray was so almost like thick, and if I used this after doing my makeup as a setting spray, I felt like it was ruining my makeup and I was getting the droplets on my skin, so I didn't love it. So since I've started trying it, I do like it more as a primer spray because you're supposed to be able to, it's supposed to be a primer spray, you know, kind of like rehydrating if you need it throughout the day, and also a setting spray. I definitely prefer it as just the primer spray. You do also want to shake it. That can kind of help a little bit too. But I've been liking it as a primer spray. It reminds me actually a little bit of the Wet n Wild coconut spray that I've said I've liked so much in the past year on my channel. So that one would be a good dupe for this one because that's less expensive, but it kind of reminds me of that, and I feel like I just get really hydrated when I use the spray, which makes sense with the name and everything. But I've been really liking it as my primer spray because I had kind of another like primer slash illuminating product in here, and kind of my go-to routine has to spray this and then use, it's the MAC Strobe Cream, and then go in with my foundation. So I've actually been liking this more than I thought originally than I was going to, so I am going to keep that in my collection. Another item that I had pulled out from Too Faced, this is the Natural Face Palette. So I do have the majority of these products on my skin today. I do always link out what I have on my face, but when I do this video, it's generally most of these products that are on me. So I do have this palette on today. I put Sunny Honey. I really concentrated that in as a contour, but then I also kind of blended it out as a bronzer, and then I kind of mixed Sunny Honey and Tropic Like It's Hot. Tropic Like It's Hot. Mix those two together and then really fluffed that out with a bigger brush as my bronzer. And then I have Pink Sand as a highlight, and I have Satin Sheets as my inner corner highlight, and Starlight as a brow bone highlight. So quite a few shades in here. I really like this palette. I really enjoy it. I'm not as much of a face palette girl these days as I used to be in the past, but this is still a palette that I feel like I really get a lot of use out of. I really enjoy this bronzer. This one has a little bit more of a sheen to it, like almost kind of a glow to it, which I like now. I used to not be into those as much. Pink Sand is one of my favorite neutral blushes. I think it's beautiful. I don't do the Pink Wink a whole ton. It's just a little bit bright for me. The highlights I don't actually love as face highlights. They're a little bit more of like, not really metallic-y highlights, but they kind of have like a duochrome effect to them, which isn't my favorite, but you can wear them on the eyes, again, for inner corner, brow bone highlights, etc. I like the packaging. I like the mirror on it. I've always been really happy with this palette, and I'm glad that I got a whole ton of use out of it. It's also really nice to have that big mirror in there too, because like I said, I took this bag traveling with me so much. My eyeshadow palette that I had pulled in, this is from Morphe and Jaclyn Hill. This is one of the palettes that was in the Vault collection. I chose out Ring the Alarm. I do have all 4 palettes that were sent to me. So I chose out Ring the Alarm, and I liked this palette. I got on with it pretty well. I wore it really consistently as well, I will say too. But I noticed about, I'm gonna say like halfway throughout the month, I kind of started to get stuck with this. And I'm like, I feel like I'm kind of doing the same things. It was really nice for like really easy, quick go-to looks. You know, a lot of times for me, that's simply putting a brown into my crease and mascara, and that's it, like if I want something very fast. But I don't know, I kind of started feeling a little bit stuck with my options. And then for today, for example, what I have on, I just picked up a little bit of the shade Framed, which is more of this dark purple. And then I tapped my brush into there, and then I kind of swirled my brush into Rush, which is kind of this orangey brown shade. And that's actually what I have as my crease color. So you can see it's kind of like a fade, or hopefully you can see on camera, it's kind of a faded purple that's in my crease. And then I have the glitter on top too. But I kind of learned that I can mix and match these shadows a little bit too, and that kind of helped open up the options a little bit more for me, because I was finding myself reaching for other palettes that were in the Vault collection, or I don't know, I just kind of got stuck a little bit with this one, but I felt like I made it work. This isn't my absolute favorite eyeshadow palette out there. It's not my favorite formula out there, but I quite like it. I had a pretty good time with it, and I'm glad that I was able to focus on this and get some use out of it. So that was the eyeshadow palette that I chose out. And then I've been trying to find the Strobe Cream in here because I mentioned it, but oh, there it is. Okay, so like I said, I had the MAC Strobe Cream pulled in here. So I have just this little mini of it, and I decided to pull it in because I was so excited about this product, and I grabbed it as like your free gift when I was making a purchase from MAC Cosmetics, and then I barely wore it. I do have it on my face today, and how I've been wearing it, like I said, the Too Faced spray, and then I go in with this, but because it's more of an illuminating product, I have the one in Pink Light. I really just focus it on the high points of my cheeks. I put a little bit here on the sides of my forehead and just a little bit on my chin, and then I blend it there. I'm not super precise, like if you know I kind of get a little bit lower, it's not a huge deal for me, but I'm not using this as like a regular primer and really putting it all over my face and in my T-zone and all of that. I'm kind of just focusing it on those areas of my face, and I really like it. I felt like I was seeing a difference as well, and you know, I just felt like I had a little bit more glow in the areas that I want to be highlighted. So I had a really good time with this one, and I've used it really consistently. Once again, I mean, I've really been doing a lot of traveling, so this bag has gotten a whole lot of use from me, and I still feel like I have a decent amount of product in here too, which has me pretty excited. So I've been really liking my Strobe Cream. I was glad that I decided to bring that in there. And then the foundation that I pulled out was from Estee Lauder. This is the Double Wear foundation. I have the shade 3N1 Ivory Beige, and it is what's on my skin today. I really, really like this foundation. This was a foundation that I had zero interest in trying for years, and so many people were recommending it, and I was like, I have no interest in it. I was hearing full coverage and all these things that scared me, and I was like, nope. And I love this foundation. Truly, I do. I think it's very long wearing. I don't find it to be really mattifying. I find it to be more of just a natural finish foundation, which I enjoy. It can be a little bit more full coverage, but I feel like you can kind of work with it too. If you don't use as much product, if you use a damp sponge, I really don't see like full like really heavy coverage on the skin. I just think that it looks really nice and really flawless. I think it holds up really well. I've been really happy with this foundation. Like I said, I've been wearing it the majority. I mean, this is definitely the foundation I've worn the most throughout the month of May, and I've had zero issues with it. So I was really happy about that. For my concealer, this is from Catrice, the Liquid Camouflage Concealer. I have the shade Light Beige, and if you can see mine, I mean, it's got quite a bit of a mark in there. I've used this quite a bit. I do like it. I can't say it's my favorite concealer. I have it on today. It's just a little bit more of a lighter coverage concealer, which I like a little bit more full coverage. It is pretty hydrating. It's really easy to blend out. Again, I just like to have a little bit more coverage with it. I think it has pretty good staying power as well. Just, again, not an absolute favorite, but I like it, and, you know, I got quite a bit of use out of it. For my setting powder, I had grabbed out the Laura Mercier Translucent Powder. I really like this. It took me a while to get into this product. You know, so many people raved about it. It was definitely like a cult favorite on YouTube for such a long time. It took me a little bit to get into it, but now I really do like it. Again, I have it on my skin today, and I've really been using this a lot throughout the month. And if I was using a concealer, even like, I liked pairing this with the Catrice because I felt like it helped not necessarily give me more coverage, but I felt like it just helped give an extra like niceness to my under eyes, and then also to my face. I would use this to set my face a lot too, especially if I was doing something where I was going to be gone for a long time. I was using this to set my whole face, and I just felt like it worked so well. So I really do like this powder. I can see why a lot of people really hyped it up for a while there. Okay, so let's see, another eye product, or a couple more eye products that I had. This was the Sigma Beauty Persuade eye base. So I actually do have this on today. I put this on first, then the Jaclyn Hill palette, and then this glitter that I also pulled out. I really like these from Sigma. They just came out with new colors. I reached for these a ton last summer. I can see myself reaching for these a ton once again. It just gives like a little hint of color. Persuade is kind of more of this really light pink. It's just a cream product. I just apply it all over the lid, and I take my finger and tap it out, and that is it. You can leave it like that. These are very long wearing. They don't crease. A lot of days when we went boating last year, this was all I wore, and it was just like a little bit of something, a little bit of something on the eyes, and I really like these. So they have quite a few shades, and I really do highly recommend them. This here is my Stila glitter that I pulled out. This is in Rose Gold Retro, so this is the glitter on my eyes today. I'm going to go ahead and I'm actually going to put this in my empties bin because I'm planning to film an empties video, and I'm really proud about this one, so I want to mention it in there too. But this glitter is pretty much done for. I noticed it when I was doing my Get Ready With Me when I was using these products from last month, that I was kind of struggling, and then throughout the month it has been a struggle to get some product out, and it's also extremely dry, which doesn't surprise me. I've had this one for quite some time, and it's been opened, you know, so often, but it is pretty dried out. So I know that I could take the stop route to get some more product in there, but it is really dried out. And honestly, I've used this so many times, like I'm okay saying goodbye to it. And I have quite a few other Stila glitters that are still doing pretty good in my collection, but that's the one from Rose Gold Retro. Again, I just like barely got it on my eyes today, and since it was so dry, it was kind of flaking a little bit. So that is one that will be removed from my collection, but highly recommend the Stila glitters. I really do like them. My brow pencil was the MAC Shape and Shade Brow Tint. I have the shade Taupe. It's what's in my brows today, and this is the one where you have more of like your pen on one side, and then you also do have a powder on the other. I'll be honest, I don't really use the powder side. I wish this was a spoolie instead, to be real with you. But I do like the pen side. You definitely get a very precise brow, so not every day do I want that, but I still did use this one quite a bit because you can, like I said, you get that more precise brow. I like the hair-like strokes that you can make in the front, and it also lasts so long. Like your brows are just going to stay on forever. They don't smudge or anything like that, which was something I kind of worried about, because when you apply the pen, it feels a little bit wet, like it could move around, but it doesn't. So it's a great long wearing brow pencil. So I really do like these. I was super intimidated by them when I first got them, but they're easier than I would have thought to do your brows. Let's see, a few more face products. So I had pulled out from Burt's Bees. This is a blush. This is in Toasted Cinnamon. So it's a blush, but I really kind of use it as more of a bronzer because that's kind of more for like my skin tone. That's how I use it. So that's how I was using it throughout the month, in addition to that Too Faced palette. I like this product, but I think I decided I am going to go ahead and declutter it. I just don't get enough use out of it, and it's not my favorite bronzer. It pulls just a little bit more on the orange side to me, and I just have so many other bronzers right now that I really enjoy, that I reach for really consistently, and I'm just not getting enough use out of this one. So I decided I'm gonna go ahead and put that one in my declutter pile. And for my highlight, I have this one here from Ofra Cosmetics. This is the Pillowtalk highlight. This has a beautiful like pinky glow to it. It is what is on my face today, and I just think that it's absolutely beautiful. Pillowtalk is one of my favorite highlights from Ofra. Pillowtalk and Star Island are two of my favorites from the brand. I think they make great highlights, so of course my Pillowtalk's not going anywhere. I just wanted to show her some more love because I love that highlight, and I felt like she was kind of getting neglected there. Okay, and then just a few last products here. So my eyeliner was one from Covergirl. This is the Ink It eyeliner in black. Just a solid eyeliner. I just always like to have one, and again, because I use this as a travel bag so much, it's important for me to have an eyeliner. For my mascara, I had the Lancome Monsieur Big. I thought that I would try this one again because so many people rave about this mascara, and when I first tried it, I did not understand the hype. I will say I feel like I like it more since trying it again. Maybe it had to dry out a little bit. I'm not sure. Sometimes mascaras do that. It's on my lashes today, and I think that it's pretty nice. I am going to go ahead and declutter it for my collection though. It's about out, and also it's been open for a very long time, but I don't think it's one that I'm going to go out and repurchase, but I will say that I feel like I like it more than I had when I first tried it, if that makes sense. It's not completely transfer proof. If I wear it for a really long time or kind of in the warmer weather here, I do get some transfer on my eyes, and sometimes I've gotten them on my eyelids, so that automatically kind of makes it not a favorite for me, if I'm honest. But I like the way it made my lashes look more than I remembered liking it in the past. But still, it's been open for a while. It's almost gone. I typically declutter my mascaras after having them in a Shop My Stash, so that one is going to be decluttered. There is a really nice organization that you can send in your mascara wands to. I will have it linked in my description box. I mean to do this every single month in my Shop My Stash, but you can clean your mascara wands and send them in, and they use it on like wildlife as like combs. It's a really cool organization, and I send my wands into there, so I will link them down below, and if you want to check them out, I think that would be a really cool thing. And then finally for May, I just have my lip products that I chose out. So I had my Kylie K lip liner. This is in Candy K. It's just a nude pink lip liner. It's fine. It reminds me a lot of the ColourPop lip liners, and I reach for those so much. They're really, really similar in formula, so I would recommend the ColourPop over the Kylie because they're a lot more affordable and they're really similar. But I still like this one. It's still like a fine lip liner. I'm still going to keep it and use it because I'm into lip liners now these days, but it's still just really pricey. The lipstick that I have on, so I don't have the Kylie K on. I actually have another ColourPop lip liner on. I just picked up a few new lip liners from them. I have Beeper on my lips today, and then I filled them in with this Buxom lip product. This is one of their bold gel lipsticks, and this is in White Russian. I love this lipstick. I think it's so cool. It's a very creamy lipstick, but it looks more matte on the lips. I enjoyed these so much. I've purchased multiple colors in these. I got my first one sent to me in PR, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and buy some more of those because I think they're a cool lip formula. So if you like a matte lip look but in a bullet lipstick that's actually creamy, these ones from Buxom are really nice. So definitely keeping that one. And then I also had in here from Huda Beauty, this is one of her demi matte lipsticks, and this is in the shade Day Slayer. I feel like I really got a lot of use out of this one too. It's a beautiful, more of a nude than a pink, but a nude pink liquid. It's a liquid lipstick, but it's a demi matte, so it doesn't fully dry down, and it's not a fully matte looking lip. It has just like a hint of like cream or shine to it, but I really like the formula. I think she makes some really good lip products, and I was happy with that one. So not a whole lot that I'm getting rid of or decluttering this month, but got a lot of use out of these products. I was really happy with the majority of them. And if you want to see what I picked out for June, why don't we go ahead and jump into that. So to run through my picks in June, I have already shopped my stash. And okay, so for the primer, I chose out my Charlotte Tilbury Wonder Glow. We're in June. Hello, hi June. And I wore this one so much last summer. It is a beautiful primer. It gives this glow, this luminosity to the skin that I think is so beautiful. A lot of times in the summer, I kind of toned down the amount of coverage or the amount of products I'm wearing, and there was so often that I would wear this and maybe like a BB cream, just a concealer, maybe some powder, just like super simple, and it just made my skin look so beautiful. So I knew that I wanted to pull out the Wonder Glow in either June, July, or August. I wasn't sure, but I was like, let's go ahead and make it June because that's like one of my favorite products. For my foundation, in case there's a time where I do want a little bit more than just that primer, I chose out the Dior Backstage Face and Body foundation. I have the shade 2.5N. This is a really nice, kind of a lighter coverage foundation. It's more of like a light to medium coverage. So again, I thought it would be really nice for the summer months, but it has a really nice finish to the skin. It's not the most long wearing foundation that I have, but I like it. I still like it quite a bit. So that's going to be my choice for June. And then for my concealer, I chose out the one from Cover FX. This is the Power Play concealer. I have the shade N Medium 1. I noticed myself kind of reaching for it throughout the month of May as well, because it has more coverage than the Catrice for sure. It's not the most full coverage, but I do also think that it's a little bit more on the hydrating side, and again, easy to blend, and I just felt like it had a little bit more coverage for me. So this would be a nice one to pair with the primer if I'm just doing that. But I also think that it's a pretty solid concealer, so thought I would grab that one out. And for my powder, I chose another loose powder because I'm just really into loose powders these days. This one is from Milk Makeup. This is their Blur powder, and I grabbed the shade Translucent Medium. I have light and also medium, and I thought medium would be a good match for me in the warmer months as well. So really nice blurring powder, also sets the makeup really beautifully. For my spray, I have the Urban Decay Chill Spray. This really does help lock makeup into place. I reach for this spray a lot as a setting spray to really set my makeup and lock it into place all night. Like if I'm going to events where I'm going to be gone for a longer time, like weddings and stuff, this is almost always what I use to hold my makeup into place. So again, thought it would be a good one for June, and it's the Chill Spray. So seemed like a pretty good match there. For my face palette, I decided to go with my Smashbox Cali Contour because I just kind of noticed myself once again reaching for it quite a bit. It's especially because, like I said, I've been doing so much traveling, so much, you know, being on the road. It's just so handy. It has this nice mirror. I have a contour, a bronzer, a blush. This is a setting powder, so I thought this would be a nice option because the Milk is a loose powder. Honestly, this is just a solid product, and I just really enjoy using it. The highlights I don't really reach for as much, so I have another highlight in here, but just such a staple face palette for me. The highlight that I pulled out, this one is from Nars. This is in Fort de France. I've noticed that I've been reaching for my Nars highlighters quite a bit. I have Fort de France, which is more of like a champagne glow, and then also Capri. That one's more pinky, but since I just had the Ofra highlight and Pillow Talk in here, I thought I would go with Fort de France. It is quite beautiful. And then for my eye products, so for my eyeshadow palette, I was kind of eyeing the ones on my bookshelf, and I was like, oh my gosh, the berries and cream. It has to be. Like right when my eyes landed on it, I was like, nope, berries and cream. That's what it has to be. This is from Dominique Cosmetics, and I really like this eyeshadow palette. It's large, which is going to be not as much fun for being in a travel bag, but you have a nice mirror on it. I really like the shades in here too, and I get a lot of different looks, a lot of different color combinations out of here. I felt like this was a palette that when I got it, I was wearing it so much, I was doing so many looks for it, and then I reviewed it, and then I moved on and started to review a bunch of other palettes, and then kind of haven't been reaching for this one as much, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do it because I like this palette so much. I thought it would be fun to pair a pigment with it too. I've been doing a lot of these glitter looks. Also, like I said, I just feel like they've been kind of fast and easy, but I thought a pigment would be a fun one to pull in instead of another glitter. This is from Kathleen, this is from ColourPop in collaboration with Kathleen Lights. This is the Scales pigment. I purchased 3 of these. I love the Ram, but that one's more of like an orangey gold. Probably not one I'm gonna get as much use out of, and I thought that this one would also pair nicely with the Berries and Cream palette. So it's just a really beautiful light pink shimmery pigment on top of the eyes. I just think that it's really beautiful. I really reached for this a lot when I first picked it up, so I thought it would be a good one for my Shop My Stash bag. Let's see, for my brow pencil, I pulled in this one from Carity. This is the Brow Goals. So you have the pencil on one end, and it is more of like the goof proof style. So it's a little bit more on that like a teardrop shape. You also do have a brow powder in here, just like the MAC one. Not gonna lie, don't really use that one. And then on the other side, you do have your spoolie, which I appreciate. So I like this pencil. It's not an absolute favorite of mine, but I like it, and you know, it'd be nice to get some use out of it in the month. And then for my eyeliner, I grabbed this one from Flower Beauty. This is one of the Vinyl Eyes Glossy Gel Eyeliner. This is in Purple Quartz. Thought it could be a fun eyeliner color to go with, so that's my eyeliner. And then mascara, I have this one from Catrice. This is the Press and Volume Smoky Mascara. Not an absolute favorite mascara, but I've had it open for a while, and once again, I figured I could wear it as much as I can throughout the month and then declutter it at the end. So you have kind of a thicker wand on here. Again, I think it was like pretty good, but not an absolute favorite. It is very black though. It's very black, I will say that for the mascara. And then finally, to finish it off, I just have my lip products. So I have this NYX lip liner. This is in Nude Beige. It's just it's pretty tiny because I have used it quite a bit and I've sharpened it quite a bit. It is just a pretty like straight nude lip liner, but I thought it would be a good option. For my lip colors, I kind of went a little bit more pinky, but I still thought the lip liner could be a good match with these. I pulled out the one from Milk Makeup. This is in Cream. I love this one. This is their lip colors before they reformulated, and I was really bummed because I liked this formula and the new formula isn't the same. I honestly feel like I might have to declutter this one soon, which is why I wanted to pull it into my Shop My Stash and see how it did, because I feel like the past few times I've worn it, it's kind of dried out a little bit, but I have had it for a long time and I have worn it a ton. It's a beautiful, like My Lips But Better kind of nude pink, but I want to see how it goes throughout the month of June and if I should declutter it. For my liquid lip, this one here is from Ofra. This is in Pasadena. I've talked about this color a lot. It's a beautiful mauve-y rosy color, and I just think it's so pretty. So I love the Ofra liquid lipstick formula as well. So that is my liquid lipstick. And then for my gloss, I have in here from Buxom. This is in White Russian. So I have a little mini, and I feel like I'm about out of this too. So once again, I wanted to pull it in, see how much use I can get out of it, because the last couple times I've worn it, I've noticed myself, like, I can tell it's about gone. And I thought that this would pair well with the NYX lip liner as well. And there's a lot of days I just do a lip liner and a lip gloss. So thought that could make for a fun combo. But other than that, those are my products that I picked out for June. Like I said, check back tomorrow. I'll have a little just chatty get ready with me video using a bunch of these products that I pulled out for the month of June. I'd love to know what you thought about the products that I had for May, my thoughts on them, and what I pulled out for June. I hope that you guys have an amazing month. I'm so excited June is here. June's one of my favorite months, and I love the warm weather coming around. I'm so excited about that. So I hope that you guys have a good one. If you did enjoy my Shop My Stash video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. I hope that you'll also consider subscribing before you go, and I will see you in tomorrow's video. Bye.